Hello and welcome to today's shopping video. So for once we are actually in a brand new location. Today, yes, we are in Hull. Now I don't know how many of you are going to be particularly familiar with Hull, especially those say outside of the UK. So Hull is a city sort of to the mid-east of England. It's sort of a straight line with Manchester and Leeds. It is also where I went to university, so I am vaguely familiar with Hull. It's also where my partner's from, so we do go back fairly frequently, but what is really important is there are some places there where you can buy manga. I can't believe it has taken me this long to film a manga shopping video in Hull. So just the record, I filmed this just before Christmas, probably mid-ish December. So yeah, I'm sorry it's taken a while to get it out. I had so much Christmas content I wanted to get out. Yep, you can see all the decorations. But yeah, so what really spurred me on to do this was a Forbidden Planet International opened in Hull. A Forbidden Planet International, where they do 3 for 2 on everything. Very excited. So let's take a look, let's see what the store's like. We walk in and I'm already making eyes for manga. I can see a table in front of me. I can see a wall to the right. Got a lot of viz out here. Lots of cute plushies. I think I've woken my cat up. And look at all that. Isn't that so nice? So much manga. Also, don't forget to give this video a like, comment and subscribe because there's so much more manga content, more shopping videos, more hauls, more unboxings. Let's see what they've got on their shelves. They've got lots of merch. I feel like the merch is a bit spread out in Leeds, especially across a couple of floors, and I don't tend to stick around upstairs anymore. So I'm noticing we've got a lot of viz, we've got a lot of the classic series. I'm surprised how much Arjun they've gone. I don't know if that's had a reprint, but there's been a lot of it in stores as of late. A lot of Assassination Classroom. And Attack on Titan. Wow, all that Attack on Titan before the fall. Wow. So what I definitely noticed was I feel like their spread of series wasn't too amazing. They had quite a few from different publishers. I mean, this is Square Enix, Beauty and the Beast, and they had some vertical. But in terms of like the widespread I see in Leeds, I don't think it was there as much. They had some figures on top, which is nice. But that could have been used for more manga. Though, would you have been able to reach it? I mean, I'm short. They had a lot of viz, so again, if you're into it, definitely, I feel like it had a better selection, actually, a better or similar selection to the Forbidden Planet in Manchester. I don't know if I'm just spoiled with the Forbidden Planet in Leeds, having the sort of stock that they do. They are definitely one of the bigger Forbidden Planet internationals that I've been to now. Very happy to see Cat Massage Therapy, because I've been struggling to find Volume 1, and at $11.99, that isn't too horrific. Though Volume 3 was $13.99 if you didn't see that, which is, oh, pain. They're so thin, though they are full colour. And the toe beans are embossed on the cover. Lots of Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone. Oh, wow. Wow, so much Dragon Ball. And freer if you have to Volume 6 or Volume 5. I've heard, I think, of Gangster, but it's not one I've really gone to pick up. I hadn't realised it was Viz though, so that might be something I'll look into when I start running out of Viz series to pick up. I think I was slightly surprised at how much new volumes they had. They had quite a few new volumes than I expected, but when I say it was like they didn't have a full series, they might just have the latest volume instead. So when I went, I think they'd been open for about a month, I think they opened early November, I want to say, and so I wasn't sure what sort of stock to expect. I don't know, like, would they just get sort of the old stock from other places? Would it be all new stock? It's definitely a lot of viz, a lot of viz. It's been primarily what we've seen, I think, so far. There were less Viz new releases than I hoped. A lot of the newer releases were series that surprised me were like Square Enix and Vertical. I just realised I don't know if I have that Vigilantes. I don't know if I have 13. Quite a few Mob Psychos. I'm quite behind on this now. I've got some random volumes that I got cheap. Oh, and $10.99. This is chunky. What is it? Some light novels, but only really Naruto light novels. I don't tend to see light novels too often in Forbidden Planet Internationals. It feels sometimes like they're only in because they've accidentally bought them. They're not intentional stocks. Loads of Pokemon. I've gotten so much Pokemon manga recently. I'm almost up to date with adventures. I'm very happy. I'm missing like 1 black 2, white 2, I think. Rosenblood? Ooh, nope. I think that said it was $13.99 as well. The price is going up. It's so upsetting. I'm favouring waiting a while to see if it pops up second hand over buying them new now, just because $13.99 as part of a 3 for 2 is a lot. What is it? £9 something? It's just not it. And then they've got plastic wrap stuff all together at the end, though pretty much all their plastic wrap stuff was Sublime. They didn't really have too much other plastic wrap stuff. Like Yakuza Lover, I suppose. Seeing some Sublime, though, that I've been hunting for but was out of stock in other places was nice, though. It let me pick up some of those. Plus this new volume of Stein Alice at $10.99, which is absolutely insane because it's $13.99 in Leeds, and my partner's been reading it. We were very happy to be able to grab that. See, the Terraformers volume confused me because Terraformers just hasn't printed in so long. Why have they got 1 volume of Terraformers? Like, who gave that to them? Also, I think they had a clear run of Toilet Bound Nukakan, which, wow, after I know how horrific it was to get some of the other volumes, like volume 4, and they had, I think, a clear run there, which is wild. If you're near Hull, so to be fair, I think a train from Leeds to Hull is about an hour, and you pretty much just go east. It's just a straight line. Because I used to do it a lot when I was like heading home. We've got a lot of Q poskets. I feel like Q poskets are just growing and growing. Personally, I prefer Nendoroids. They are more expensive, so I don't get them too often. I was kind of tempted by this one though. This was really cute, and I absolutely love Belle. And I nearly did. But I didn't. I kind of regret it now. Never mind. But they had some other ones on sale. I didn't go up to every box, but there were a few others on sale, which wasn't bad. They had a lot of merch. A lot of merch. I've never seen this volume anywhere, so I'm going to try it. That one's $11.99. And that one's $12.99. Make it make sense. Tempted by some of these as well. I only have volume 1. I love the look of the big hardbacks, but I don't like reading big hardbacks, so I want the singles. And I was like, do I grab a bunch? Do I grab a bunch? But that's why haul so far. That might be it for now. Undecided. Let's have a little look around. Ooh, Gundam. I've always fancied trying Gundam, but I'm really bad at fiddly things. And I realised I didn't point the camera too well, but they had a small LGBT section, and I found I Think Our Son Is Gay 4 for $11.99, which is another volume. I only ever see it for like $12 or $13.99, and then seeing it for $11.99, so happy. Oh, they've got other stuff 3 for 2. I must say though, so pretty much what you saw in my basket was what I picked up. I put a volume back in favour of I Think Our Son Is Gay, so I think I had 9 or 12 volumes, which for me is a small purchase. I was like, okay, not too bad, it's only 3 or 4 3 for 2s, and when I got to the till, it went horrifically wrong. Horrifically wrong. Like, I think I was stood there for a good 10-15 minutes while they tried to put these volumes through. It was not working at all in the slightest, and things kept coming up at different prices. I could see on their screen, they were trying to group them in price brackets. And then they scanned I Think Our Son Is Gay, and it came up as $13.99. And I was like, wait, hold on a minute, the sticker says $11.99, and they were like, oh yeah, it does, it just must be a mistake. And I was like, oh dear. But I felt so bad for them, because it's probably the longest time I've ever had to wait, and I had the smallest haul I've had in a while. I wonder if it's just because they're new, or the system was wrong, or in Leeds they're just used to the system not working and they know how to get around it. So that's always something to be careful of. I don't know why, after all these years, things still go wrong when they're trying to scan 3 for 2 on manga, but it does. I think the last couple of times in Leeds it hasn't gone wrong, and it's some of the first times that's not happened. It's been a true miracle, and I've gone on a huge rant while I've been walking through the store, and look at all these loungeflies, aren't they so cute? I love loungeflies so much, just that nowadays they're like £70 a bag, and I'm like, no. But they had this Tigger one, and I'm not a huge Halloween-y fan, so I was like, I love Tigger, but I'm not sure I want a Halloween-y Tigger. This was so cute as well, and I hadn't realised it was double-sided, so I could swap it around. But again, £70. No, and I just never want it to get damaged. I just wouldn't want to take it outside. I'd be so nervous. And a Piglet one, oh, damn it. I did sign up. They've got this Loungefly program, and you can get 15% off, and I signed up when I got a Beauty and the Beast one. 85! Ah! I did like that this had a timeline of all the Star Wars movies on it, just in case you need to whap it out. Let me just check. Okay, so we are heading towards our next store. So this next place isn't a outright manga store. It's just a comic video game. Well, it's not video game, comic store. They do role-playing events, card games, that sort of thing. And I think they have one shelf of manga. It definitely feels like a local place. So Ben was saying that he remembers coming here when he was in school, and they'd come on his lunch times or after school with friends. And apparently they've moved location, so he hadn't been to this new location so he hasn't been to the store in 10 plus years, so he hadn't experienced a new location. Here we are sniffing out the manga. So last time I came here was about a year or 2 ago. I'd heard, let's see if they've got some manga, and I must say I was really surprised at how much new stuff they've got. Pretty much it's all retail apart from the second-hand volumes they had. So they've got some Alice 19th, they've got some for Sugar Yugi. They'll be what they call second-hand volumes. But they've got a whole bunch of new stuff, like that Demon Swordmaster had come out a week prior to me going on this trip. I was really impressed, but they were all retail, so not interested. But they did have a lot of older manga, they had a lot of second-hand manga, and that was discounted. They had a lot of Rosario Vampire. If you're interested in Rosario Vampire, they had almost a full set, I feel. So nice seeing some otherworldly izakaya. Unfortunately it was $11.99, which actually isn't too bad. It's usually more expensive if you buy it online. It was just a very strange selection of really old manga, and came out last week. I've been wanting to try this series for a while. I hear it's good, but it's really hard to find. So I'm gonna grab a volume and hopefully and tempt fate that I'm able to find the rest for a good price. $17.99. And I had stopped filming because I hadn't realised how precarious the manga was and I wanted to look behind the stacks. I think I only really got one thing. And we're just going to quickly stop by HMV because HMV has been stacking manga recently, though it seems to be sort of off. I was going to say off manga. It's not like manga goes off. It's kind of like unwanted manga or manga that's not really sold. And pretty much so far it's been the same series in every HMV I've tried. I think I've tried like 2 or 3. This I think is my 3rd or my 4th. It's pretty much the same series, but some of them have had slightly different volumes from the series, so I'm just trying to see, catch the ones that I don't have. So yeah, we've got Akashic Records, Akuma no Riddle, Certain Magical Index, New Game, though it's like really early volumes of New Game, Captain Harlock, pretty much mostly stuff I already had, Saint Seiya Show, so they're all for like $4.99-ish, so a pretty good price. I think they had like 1 volume I didn't have, which you'll see later, and for those that are interested, that's where I graduated. That's Hull City, that's Hull Town Hall. So this is our last stop, which is I understand it to be a comic store. I remember coming here once while I was at uni and I bought a One Piece volume here, but that was like my 2nd year of uni, so a scary amount of time ago. Going in, it was like, this is like peak, everything's just in piles. It's almost scary. It was so scary. It got to the point where I had to take my rucksack off because I couldn't get down the aisles or turn with my rucksack on, and then I had a stack of manga and Ben had to just stand in a corner with the manga because it was just too scary to move around. But oh my god, the gems that we found here, like a full set of Alice 19th. 1 to 7, a full set. Now, warning, everything here is retail, there are prices on the back, but still, a full set of Alice 19th. Volume 5 is so hard to find. We had some Alice in the Country Elf, but I'm not invested enough yet to pick it up for retail. I think Arita is hard to find as well. I mean, I think that was almost a clear run without Volume 1 or something. Attack on Titan, they had a bunch of new stuff as well. They had a bunch of new stuff that, like, Forbidden Planet didn't have, and I went to Travelling Man the next day, and they didn't have them either. So it's just, oh my gosh, Blue Box at the time had just come out. Lots of Chainsaw Man, a Dark Horse card capture Sakura, Chobits Dark Horse. Oh, goodness me. Dan. And then there was just this like precarious stack and I realized it was all manga and I was like, well, let's take a look what we've got in here. Because like this is where there's something like amazing hidden at the bottom or something. Like there's a lot of fairy tale, a lot of, and I was like, whoa, what's this? What's this? Let's dig this out. I was like, oh my god, Blood Lad 7 and 8, which like I looked online at how much people sell it for and I'm like, oh my god. And I managed to find it. So I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Some very old shoujo. Manga classics. And then look what we've got down here. We've got some 20th Century Boys. Oh, there's another Blood Lad. But we've got some 20th Century Boys singles. Now I have the Omni, so I'm not fussed or so I didn't pick them up or anything, but some singles. Wow. These piles genuinely scared me. There was some piles close to the door that were like my height. So it got to a point when I realised that how everything was stacked, and it was just stacked on top of the shelves, it was stacked under the shelves, it was stacked between the shelves. So I was like pretty much on my hands and knees by the end, flipping every volume over to see what it was. Gunslinger Girl, which is a series I've been wanting to try, but I understand it's horrific to find. I decided to go for it. Bunch of JoJo, lots of JoJo. Wow, loads and loads of JoJos. So much stuff I'd never heard of either. Like, at all. For all I know, I'm just finding and picking up super rare, hard to find stuff, and I've just no idea what it is. Got another corner, which I feel like was the scariest corner. There was a lot of stuff around here stacked weirdly. Lots of One Piece, One Punch Man. Oh, we got some Pokemon. I feel like I should have looked at the Pokemon a bit more carefully in case they had some hard to find ones. Romantic Killer, I don't know why that tickled me. They had it, but it did. I've got some stuff at the bottom. What is this? Is it even manga? Is Udon Entertainment? Soul Eater? Sakura Hime? So a lot of the vids, thankfully, have the prices printed onto them, so that's pretty much what you're going to be paying. The rest, I think, had stickers. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, Street Fighter! That's what that is. I do try to like get the camera so you'll be able to see it, but like I am literally on the floor. This is under the shelves. Or the bottom shelf. I've never even heard of this series, but I was tempted to try it. Whatever is Taro Cafe? Is that what it said? It's by Oh Great as well. Oh goodness. No, Tenjo? Why did I say Taro Cafe is something else completely? Hello. More 20th Century Boys singles, apparently. Why are they over here? Some Tsubasa, including later volumes of Tsubasa, which are the hardest to find. But I think this was like, do I flip it over? I think it's $8.50, and no. World Trigger 1, which I've been hunting for, but I'm hoping it's getting reprints and I'll get it as a 3 for 2 price. A later volume of Vampire Knight. I am missing like a couple of volumes of later Vampire Knight, like 16, 17. It's been really hard to find them. A whole bunch of XXXholic. I can't decide if I should have gotten them or not. This confused me so much, because the series is called Witch Buster. This has got Witch Hunter on it. I've never heard it called Witch Hunter before. Was it just like a different version of the print? There's more! If I'd found a Witch Hunter, is it 1112 that I'm looking for? I'd have like died. But then like they had all this new release at the front, like they had stuff that hadn't been in Leeds. So at this point of filming, One Piece 101 hadn't been stocked at either store in Leeds. I was very, very sad, but this place had it and it was just in a pile at the front. And I was like, what's in this back corner? Oh, there's a bunch of comics, a bunch of graphic novels, and then just like this room. No admittance, staff only. If you could get into it though, good luck. But it was just so, it was so strange. It was like a proper little off the beaten track comic store. all the stacks. I went back for a second look just in case I missed anything. And then this is my bag that he gave me all the manga in. It's, yeah, yeah. And that's the other manga I got, which is in a much nicer bag. It's gonna not fall apart. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed Hull. I don't know if I've enticed you enough to try out Hull. There is the Deep there, which is probably a better thing to visit Hull for than manga. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out my social media and affiliate links found down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of the stores in Hull. Have I tempted you to try Hull? I want to know that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day. See you next time. Bye!